people always ask, like, were there red flags before all this? And one of the main ones was that he was so insecure around my career. Like, he met me when I was pursuing my dreams as an actress. And part of that is flying to different locations and different sets. And sometimes you have to do a scene that has a makeout or an intimacy moment. It's like the most uncomfortable, awkward thing for the actors to do. And it's difficult for someone as a partner, but he had known that from the very beginning. And the insane insecurity that he had, and like how he would, call me on set, and I would end up in tears every night, and it was like ruining my experience of like these jobs that I was booking, like, and working so hard on. So I feel like I've had the two polar opposites of that, like someone who is very insecure and like can't handle, which ended up being so ironic because he ended up being the one that was cheating, and someone who's so secure in themselves and so supportive and like really like knows my triggers and like takes care and protects them, and like you can grow in a relationship in a really safe way when you have someone like that.
Has your ex-husband ever reached out since like the books and your experience with?
Yeah. Oh, he's such a gem, that one. So on I think it's episode 3 on my podcast called FML Talk, I kind of got into the beginning stages of it.
Okay.
But more or less because he knew that he didn't have a case to take me to court because A, everything in the book is true, B, like there's a lot of laws that protect writers. So you can't just like stomp your feet and be pissed off that someone's like telling a story. He took to shutting down my social media pages.
I feel like I vaguely remember that.
Possibly.
Was that one that you like went viral?
Or no, I don't think so. I probably did some type of video about it, but I didn't open up like too much about really what was going on because there was so much like legal stuff happening.
Okay.
But yeah, he basically paid a hacker to shut my books page down and my podcast page down because he was upset. I learned more about the dark web than I ever wanted to learn.
I bet.
And we eventually got the books page back, which was great because I had like really, built a following of my readers on that. The podcast page was brand new and it had like 800 followers, so we just started it over.
Right.
Yeah. But it's been really interesting to see his trajectory in his life. I get messages about it from people I don't even know that like update me on insane stuff that he's doing.
When the girls reached out to you about his extracurricular activities, like what did you do with that information? Did you like talk to them, or did you just kind of like let them sit? Or like what did you?
So, okay, so there were two specific ones. The first, I got a DM on TikTok when that first video I had went viral about the book, and she DM'd me and was like, "Are you so-and-so's ex-wife? I'm currently in a legal battle with him." Like
a legal battle?
Yeah, like I'm trying to sue him. And to be honest, I judged what I saw on her page. It was a lot of nakedness. And that was kind of like the girl that the 19-year-old that he ended up cheating on me with. And I was like, whatever this is, I don't want anything to do with this.
Right.
Then when the hacking stuff came about, I remembered her saying, I'm in a legal thing with him. And so I reached out to her and we ended up talking, brought her on an episode of my podcast. And the story that she told about him was fucking insane.
What episode number? So people can
go back and listen. The one where I explained what happened was episode 3 and she was on episode 4.
Okay.
So when Australia was on fire.
Yes,
and
I remember.
And she like sold her nudes and sent like $2 million to Australia. Her handle used to be the Naked Philanthropist. That's her. Yeah, I know.
My ride's here. My ride is here.
Yeah. So she came on, and the story that she, knows my ex, obviously knows his girl that, the 19-year-old. It was wild. I was like, my life has become an episode of CSI. Like, this is insane.
Have they not reached out to you? Like, Netflix hasn't reached out to you for
not yet.
I don't know. This needs to be an entire series.
Yeah, it was insane. So we actually connected, and she's a super amazing girl. And I even said on the episode, I was like, I totally judged you when you reached out to me, and like, I'm sorry. You're so well spoken. You're so great. And then the second one was actually someone that he used to work with.
Okay. While y'all were married?
Yeah. Well, that I didn't know well, but I had met her a few times, and she messaged me online and was like, are you open to talking about me? I'm going through a recovery program, and I need to make amends with everyone in my life, and I need to apologize to you. So I said, I don't know this person. Like, I literally met her briefly twice. And I said, okay, because, anything to help people heal. And so I got on the phone with her, and she was basically like, I exchanged a lot of, like, inappropriate text messages and nude photos with your husband while I knew you guys were together and married. And I was like, okay, thank you for telling me. I absolve you of whatever you need. I forgive you.
You didn't have any feelings about it at the time?
Honestly, by that time, it's like the stuff that people tell me now, or if they send me stuff from his social media now, it's laughable.
Right.
Like, it's literally comedy.
It doesn't hurt the same.
No.
If at all, probably.
No. And honestly, even when I found out about the 19-year-old, I felt betrayed. How did you find out? It's detailed in the book.
Okay.
But
the
Cliff Notes is I ended up in his trash email, didn't even go digging for it. Like, it was open on his computer. And there were receipts of, like, the Four Seasons a mile from our house and all of these different date nights and hotels that our wedding guests stayed at when he took her to. Like, really, like, ridiculous stuff. So it was all listed out.
Isn't it crazy? Like, men are so dumb.
So dumb. Like, beyond. He had a second phone.
But
like,
also
it was
just, like,
wild.
if you're going to go to those lengths,
it must be exhausting.
You're tired. You're not sleeping at night because you're constantly wondering. You're sleeping with your phone under your pillow, which I have done when I was a cheater.
Oh, my God.
Because I did cheat when I was younger.
But, like, the
exhaustion.
mental exhaustion.
No, let me tell you, when I met my boyfriend now, I literally cut off everyone for him. And I never felt so at peace.
Yeah.
Because I'm not looking at, I don't care who's in my phone. Like, I'm not, you know what I mean? So, like, just knowing that there was a time where I had to watch my phone, I had to take my phone to the bathroom. Like, it's exhausting. So when I think of men doing it and they do it for, like, years and years and years.
Yeah.
What the fuck? Just be single.
Just
be single.
Like, just get a divorce.
But you know what? I think it's that they think if they're honest with women about their intentions and what they want, they won't get what they want. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So that's why they have to go to these lengths. But I'm like, you're so dumb, because there are women who will sleep with you even if you don't want to commit in a relationship and you're with other women. Like, there are women who will, but they just, I don't know, they're dumb. I don't get it.
I think, honestly, in this particular situation, he married me and then quickly found out I was not the one to manipulate and do the sort of things that he had in his mind of, like, wanting to do.
Right.
Although, if you look at a photo of him today and you look at a photo from our wedding, like, it's not the same person. Like, physically, you would be like, that's not the same guy, right? It's very jarring to see the change that has happened, and I cannot stress enough how fucking thankful I am to have, like, gotten out of that before it was worse.